Yeah, as I mentioned in my previous video, hello again. I mentioned in my previous video I loved the dynamic between Steppenwolf and Dessard, and how within a few scenes Chris Terrio and Zack Snyder and his team literally set up the entire dynamic, teased and showed us the possibilities of what has happened or what could happen between these three or Dessard and Darkseid, and it's like the what else we could see. That's the reason why I want a prequel of sorts. Like, why not explore the fourth world? Like, show me what transpired on Apokolips. Hopefully, this would push the Ava DuVernay and Tom King New Gods movie. Because, like, come on, it's like Warner Brothers has to see that there's a demand for that. Just from the memes Dessard gave birth to since Zack Snyder's Justice League release, you're like, oh my days, we need more. There's a history to it, there's more to it this time around, and we actually got to see it instead of the previous version where there was literally no connection to Apokolips other than that one line that Steppenwolf says, like, for Darkseid. Like, you don't get anything else. We don't get a hint of Dessard, and to be able to finally see it, why did we not get this before? And I love Peter Guinness's voice as Dessard was awesome. Ray Porter's voice as Darkseid was amazing, because I remember when the fandom first found out about Ray Porter, even though he wasn't confirming anything that he was Darkseid until the official announcement in 2020, I was just like, okay, who's this unknown guy? But he seems cool enough. But then we finally hear him one of the teasers, actual movie, and you're like, wow, I can't hear someone else voice him without that voice right now. Just fits perfectly. And the fact that Zack and his team literally designed Darkseid, like they took him from the page to screen of sorts. Well, this would have been big screen if Warner Bros. Didn't mess up. Because one of the amazing aspects of this Darkseid is the fact that you don't really see Ray Porter's face, you purely see Darkseid. Although, I do love the fact that what Marvel did was they modeled Thanos after Josh Brolin, so you could get his emotional range and everything, and the facial features and details, which is cool. But you kind of see Josh Brolin with a big purple chin, and he became the face of Thanos. Whereas in this, it's like there's no face of Darkseid, it's Darkseid purely through and through, and I just love that. I hope we get more from HBO Max would continue on, because it'd be a waste if they didn't. He just set so much up. Why would they not want to continue on? And I've said it before, if they don't if Warner Brothers doesn't want to give Zack the Justice League characters, maybe why not give him fourth world characters? Maybe Ava DuVernay can focus on Barda and Scott Free and other characters, and you have Zack continue or do his vision on characters like Darkseid, Dessard, Granny Goodness, Calibac, Orion, especially. He wants to tell a Arthurian mythology style story. Orion would sort of be the perfect fit. He's like the Mordred-ish kid, but he's more good than bad. You could actually delve into that with Highfather, and then the whole history. It's I think he'd be amazing. Give him free reign on the fourth world characters. Why not? Plus, the fourth world characters are relatively unknown, so he could go crazy with them. And I don't think Warner Bros. Would be in a position to complain, because they're like, yeah, go for it. But this was a drawing that's based on, the selfie image that Ray Porter posted of him, Ciaran, Hinds, and Peter Guinness on a golf cart. He mentioned it in a few live streams, and he finally posted it on his Twitter. And I was like, okay, cool, I have to sit down and quickly draw this in a DCAU style. And obviously, Steppenwolf, I had to design him. They deviated from his original look, which I don't mind. It's a combination of his new 52, a bit of original, so that's awesome. I feel like I finally managed to draw a Steppenwolf design, which I think I should take further and actually draw a full body of, because now I'm kind of comfortable and happy with it. I think I've managed a nice balance. Plus, I love the fact that the electro axe was the electro axe. Wherever Steppenwolf was using it, it's electricity is coming out, and we didn't get that in the 2017 version. Because Jeff Johns was involved, and he's the comic guy, so why would he not make sure that they are representing the electro axe? And even when we saw Darkseid's Omega beams, I'm like, oh wow, they just did it. They didn't waste their time. They were like, no, Omega beams, you're gonna see the direction of views. It's gonna go all around and hit someone. Since characters like Darkseid, Dessard, and Steppenwolf, they've all got these repetitive lines all throughout their body, within their costume. So from that angle, you kind of sort of imagine what characters like Mr. Miracle or Barda could look like. They'd probably have a repetitive feature all throughout. It's such a simple design feature, but it works, and it doesn't overpower the design, And then from that angle, so what would New Genesis characters be? What would they look like? I really hope we get something more to do with the fourth world characters. It's kind of funny how Warner Brothers thought this design was scary, Steppenwolf's design. By the end of the movie, and right now, Steppenwolf became the most loved character for everyone. You know, whenever you go online, major fans, they just want to give him a hug because of how the VFX artist emoted the character. In that one scene when he goes Darkseid, 50,000 more planets. You like the emotional range that Steppenwolf showed within that one scene, and then why did they not want this? What was going on through WB's head when they thought this wasn't a good motivation for a character? Do they not like money? Like I was saying, it's like, you know, the emotional range that Steppenwolf showed, what Hinds did and the VFX artist did, it was just like, wow, this is above and beyond whatever that 2017 version was. Plus that one repurposed scene for Man of Steel represent Darkseid and Superman on the same scene. I'm like, wow, Zack literally gave me everything I wanted. Even though we didn't see a proper battle between the two characters, and we might not, hopefully we do, it was awesome just to see Darkseid and Superman on the same scene. Not looking at each other through the boom tube, but actually on the same scene. I'm like, I got it. I just need them to battle each other. Even though I would have preferred if Superman did struggle against Steppenwolf, could sort of implant this idea of, okay, if Superman and the League struggled against Steppenwolf, imagine how much the struggle would be against Darkseid now. Also, it's kind of amazing to see how not only was Steppenwolf redeemed from being one of the worst villains, right? If, you know, so after watching the 2017 version, you're like, okay, this villain's completely worthless. There's no point looking forward to him. It's like, not only is the design bad and terrible, like completely terrible, his motivation is non-existent. He's not a threat. The way he's defeated is so anticlimactic. It's just like, you know, it's like everyone hated him. You see him now being loved by everyone. Like, not only being loved, okay, he was actually a worthwhile villain. Everyone understood that there was a sort of motivation towards him. That he had an end goal that was sort of relatable or everyone liked. You know, he was more of a character this time around. And I'm like, wow, not only was he redeemed, but then you also see how everyone's sort of loving Zack Snyder's Justice League. We can now sort of go back and watch Man of Steel or BVS, and they realizing that there was an end goal, that everything was leading to something. Everyone just ended up jumping the gun and saying there's no plan when there clearly was a plan. So it's just amazing that he laid it all out there, and now it's like up to Warner Brothers, I guess, or HBO Max to greenlight a sequel. Like I said before, I've had my problems, but some of the good is outweighing the bad for me. And that's one of the reasons I wouldn't mind if he was to continue on. Yeah, but it was just nice to see how Steppenwolf has been redeemed, and, you know, everyone's kind of loving the character. And all the little memes everyone's creating, I'm just like loving it. I also tried contributing to the memes, obviously, but not as successful as funny. Let me know what you think. If you liked what you've seen, like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, it's kind of weird that Warner Brothers said they don't want to continue the Snyderverse, but then again, it's like they said they don't want to release the Snyder Cut, and look what happened. It's like, I'm gonna just wait and see. I did panic originally because it's kind of weird. Why would you not want the hype that you built up finally, that you thought you had with 2017, but now you finally have it and you're saying you don't want to continue it? But I'm gonna wait and see. Let's see what happens. And I've said in my previous video, if they don't want to continue, I'm kind of content with, because we finally got the big grand Justice League movie. So it's like, I don't feel like I felt like after 2017. I'm more content. But anyway, like, thank you so much for watching, guys.